Oh, hello. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my goodness. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. You know, every single day I wake up and I talk about how crazy this moment in our history is. And, you know, I'm wondering if I'm ever gonna wake up someday and not say that. Anyway, but, so it's Friday. I try to do something a little bit more playful and fun on Fridays. And, oh my God. Oh my God. Shariq, hello, good morning. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's all I'm gonna say right now is, oh my God. Oh my God. Love the haircut. Oh, thank you. I buzzed part of my hair yesterday. But hello. Thank you for sending some likes as you're jumping in here. Good morning, Alyssa. Hello. Oh my God, y'all. Donald Trump posted this really cringy, awful, like, Superman Trump meme on his White House Twitter account yesterday. And we're going to be talking all about that. And oh my God, he was reamed. That man was burnt to a crisp in the responses, even by Trump's own supporters. Like, if anything, you know how I'm like, oh, this could be the thing that actually undoes MAGA? No, seriously, everything happening with the Epstein list, I really think is going to be the downfall. We are starting to see the actual, we're starting to see the erosion and the pitfall of MAGA in real time. I'm so glad to see it because, oh my God, these people are obnoxious. But, but we're really starting to see a huge turn. And many people who are these MAGA people are, starting to wake up. And I'm like, now, not a whole bunch, but some are just they're starting to see the ruse for what it actually is. And I'm like, thank God, because oh my goodness gracious. And that's going to be a heck of a hangover is what I keep saying. But oh my goodness, y'all, Donald Trump, let me just get into it. Y'all make sure to send some likes. I love all of it. I love all of you. Please make sure to like the stream, share the live with a friend. Feel free to share the live with a friend. Be like, there's this nice little guy that, does these live streams. One of my goals is to make politics easier to understand. I try to use language that's more common sense and, your common language instead of all the fancy terms that they use on, media outlets. So I work super hard to inform everyone. You don't have to agree with my opinions. You don't have to agree at all with my opinions. You can please think critically for yourself, center your politics and empathy. That all being said, let's jump into it. I love all of you. Oh my God. Donald Trump yesterday posted a meme, and Loki is probably in trouble for copyright usage. And so White House was ridiculed over this Superman Trump photo. Epstein list is your kryptonite. So President Donald Trump was struck with ridicule on Thursday evening after the White House posted an image of the president as Superman. Quote, the symbol, hold on, I need my hands, hold on. The symbol of hope, the symbol of truth, the symbol of justice, the American way, Superman Trump. Oh my God, do y'all want to actually see the photo? At the time that I took a screenshot this morning, it had 11 million views. The White House posted this late yesterday. What time was it at? It was at 10:10 p.m. So a lot of people were waking up this morning seeing it, and it's like, oh my God. It has 11 million views. And of course, one of the top people who commented is just gay, which of course, to right-wingers, they view that as an insult because, oh my gosh. So, some of these MAGA homophobic right-wingers are like, oh my God, this is the biggest insult ever. They try to insult me by saying gay on here, and it's like, you're, what? Anyway, so Donald Trump posted this at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday evening. And like, this is from the official White House Twitter account, X account, whatever it's called. And like, listen, if I'm another country across the world and I see them doing this kind of crap, I'm just like, the United States is such a joke. It would be, okay, and you're like, oh my God, liberal heads are gonna explode. You're literally making, you're taking the presidency and making it into a theatrical mockery. Like, that's what you're really doing. That's really what it is. It's different if there are other people who are Trump supporters or MAGA people that make memes like this. That's different. But for the White House to officially be doing this themselves is a whole nother level. And you're like, well, why? Well, put the shoe on the other foot for just a second. Let's say, for instance, that the Biden team, or let's say in a fictional Kamala Harris administration, that they were to try and paint Joe Biden as Captain America. First of all, I, as a registered Democrat, would be like, ew, why are you doing these kinds of memes and posting this out there when you could be posting like, hey, we're doing infrastructure, hey, we're doing clean energy, hey, we're protecting reproductive rights, or hey, we're eliminating some federal loopholes in taxes. Like, so, or we're taxing the wealthy. Like, see, and that's a whole nother thing. Donald Trump focuses on using this kind of stuff as fodder to feed his base because they're a cult. And there are some people now, because they feel betrayed with the Epstein list, are starting to really turn on Trump, which I am so happy to see that people are finally waking up. Now, I'm going to leave space for people to grow, but I'm not going to like overly praise those people for finally just waking up. So yeah, at the time that I took the screenshot this morning, it had 11 million views. And again, I don't know what time I took the screenshot at. I covered up. I always screenshot all of these things and then I have to actually fit it to size so that we can do the live. Sometimes I do like hundreds of graphics per live stream. Anyway, it's a whole ordeal. But please make sure to send some likes. I love all of you. Let me get to some of the comments here because this is just wild. So this person just wrote gay. This person, I'm not going to say this out loud. We're comfortable with PEDO, and it's the little symbol of the Republican Party, the little elephant. This person put this, like, now you could say, oh, this is funny. I'm going to say, don't ever use that word. Okay. If you want to make fun of something just for being tongue in cheek, okay, but don't ever use this. Also, that's low key. That's not body positive. So I don't like that comment as much. But as they were pointing out here, Donald Trump constantly is trying to distract people. Oh my God, the dangerous immigrant, Marco with a backpack. Or, oh my gosh, look, the gay person or the trans person or the drag queen. Oh my God. It's all a distraction. Epstein distraction alert system. I love how someone used that. Donald Trump does the oldest trick in the book of divide and conquer, always trying to divide us versus them kind of stuff. Look, MAGA, you have the same interests as a lot of us leftists. Theoretically, you want to make the rich pay more in their taxes, right? You want same public infrastructure actually funded. We want to stop wars. Like a lot of Americans, some Americans that are racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, and vote based on their prejudice alone, it's very different. But like a good chunk of America, I think we all want the same thing. Hopefully. Oh God, that might be a little naive of me. But like MAGA falls for this divide and conquer scam, which is the oldest trick in the book. They oh my God, let's fearmonger about this undocumented immigrant that's working super, super hard. Oh, let's fearmonger about this gay person that all of a sudden is now announcing and being happy about themselves and being free to be themselves. Like, oh my God, let's fear this drag queen who dresses up like a campy, like 60-year-old woman and reads a book to my kid on her free Sunday. Like, anyway, but point is, I love this Epstein distraction alert system. That was one of the comments. And again, these are comments on Donald Trump's most recent post on the White House Twitter account. And oh my God, it's so embarrassing. It's different. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with my opinion, but to me, it's different for the White House to post this themselves versus someone who is just a supporter of Trump to do this. And you're like, well, why? Because think about it. Put the shoe on the other foot for a second. If this was Biden, if this was Kamala Harris, if this was Barack Obama, and they did this kind of crap, I as a Democrat be like, ew. Why don't you do something better with your time? Someone says, I love this. Okay, great. You want to admit you're in a cult? Like, and that's the thing. That's the thing. You're taking the presidency and making it a mockery. You're not posting about things that actually are about governing. This is the thing. It's different for someone who is a supporter to post something like this. It's different for the White House themselves to post something like this. If the shoe were on the other foot, would you think that it's okay if Biden or the Democrats were to do this? Like, think about that critically for a second. If you have a different viewpoint based on what the political affiliation of the leader doing it, what that shows is that you are a motivated, reasoning thinker and that you are a partisan hack. Instead, have a stance. Dark Biden. That was a little bit that way. I think it started out as like a little bit more of a joke, but you could probably lob a little bit of criticism at that. That's fair. A tiny little bit of that makes sense. Dark Biden was a little bit different because it was more of a mood, not necessarily parroting off of like a superhero though. Do you see what I mean? It wasn't like Dark Biden was a superhero. Does that make sense? Anyway, but further on, there were a lot of other comments that were also like this. It's fraud. It's a scam. It's super grifter. And of course, that's just... And then this one... This was just funny to me. Fantasy versus reality. That is so true, though. That is so true. There was this one. Delete this. Holy F. It's cringe. You can see the Pinocchio nose. Butler Trump. This is him, I guess, pulling out the chair for Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel. By the way, is wanted by the International Criminal Court for doing a genocide. Like, I don't know if people in the United States realize that, but the World Criminal Court literally were like, we've looked at all the evidence and we're like, yeah, this guy's committing a genocide. And like, Israelis and Palestinians deserve to live in peace in a 2-state or a 1-state solution in harmony. Like, we need to just end this stuff. End it. And Donald Trump only perpetuates it. But going further here, this person said, don't worry, we're still winning. It's like while he's sinking into the swamp. I love this person. This person said, oh my God, leftist heads are be exploding in real time. First off, my head is not exploding. And not many people are not, when you say leftist heads are exploding, you mean like we're going to be crying or whining at this? I'm calling it out for the obvious grift that it is. Sorry, I had to turn on my car because my phone's starting to get hot. Like, again, a lot of MAGA people you're so desperate for liberal tears. Why do you feel the need to be so desperate for liberal tears? What inherent knee-jerk reaction do you need to have inside of you for that kind of approval? If I were to always be craving MAGA tears, that would be something that's wrong with me. Like, and I don't do these lives precisely for that reason. I do this live to report on news and information. It's unhealthy if you're always trying to do something in order to negatively provoke someone else. That's super unhealthy for your mental health. Anyway, but a lot of people were saying, if he's Superman, well, guess what? The Epstein files, those are his kryptonite. And there were endless amounts of posts talking about that. So this person, Brian Hodges, says, and the Epstein files are his kryptonite. Another person says his only kryptonite are the bone spurs in the Epstein list. And of course, there are more and more, there's more and more stuff like that. Lance of the Surfs posted this, where you can see the kryptonite. They're supposed to be Donald Trump as Superman. But you can see the Epstein files as the kryptonite. And a lot of other people. And by the way, there are also a lot of MAGA people that were posting, and we're about to get to those more in a second. But like, this person was Rhinos Suck. It was fight, fight, fight to protect PEDOS. And like, it goes on and on. Like, Patriot Virus. I don't know them, but they look... but then also the White House. This is the most embarrassing White House that we've ever seen in American history. And again, more people posting things with Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump pictures and Ghislaine Maxwell and all that stuff. And there's this one. You've got to be kidding. This is the nonsense you release to the public. You expect the leaders around the world to see this comic book character and take the United States seriously? What are you, 12? And then again, you can see there's another version of Trump with the Epstein files. Now, if you have coffee or if you have tea or a morning beverage, make sure to swallow if you have something in your mouth. Yes, I know you're like, that's weird. Because the next image I'm about to show you almost made me do a Danny Thomas spit take this morning, okay? There was someone that posted, there was someone in this comment section that posted something that I was not ready for. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Someone said, why is this puff talking? I don't know, Mr. Floor. Why are you trying to get my attention when you don't even have a profile picture, hiding behind a screen thinking you're an alpha male? But are you all ready? So, while I was looking through the comments on this Trump Superman post crap, I saw this. Oh, God. I saw this and I was like, oh my God. Oh! Oh my goodness gracious. I think the Elon Musk like wife part kind of got me, but it was also the baby of it being like the memed version of JD Vance. So I just yeah. So someone commented that and I'm like, God, like this is what America has turned into. And now I wouldn't comment this at all. I just think it's a little bit funny, but it's also that's just a lot. So anyway, I just didn't show you that. Anyway, but what's so funny is also there were community notes on this post with Donald Trump in the White House basically putting Donald Trump out there as Superman. There were community notes here that were like, yeah, this might be copyright and trade infringement. And I just found that kind of funny. It's like notes suggesting context to be shown with this post. It says this is copyright and trademark infringement. Yeah, and by the way, I just saw a comment. I don't really look at comments too much, but someone said, yeah, I make fun of both sides. So do I. Look. I've been working on my Bernie Sanders. My Bernie Sanders impression might not be the best. But it is important to tax the billionaires. I know, I'm still working on it. But like, I also do that kind of stuff. You know who has the best Bernie Sanders impression? Is Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert did an amazing Bernie Sanders impression. I was impressed. But let me tell you, I love doing a Trump impression. Look, it's huge. Listen, I wanted to grab Melania's pussy, but it smelled like Mexican food, so I had to build a border wall. I had to build a wall around it so I couldn't touch it, so I couldn't see it, so I couldn't smell it, so I couldn't... Anyway, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Let me tell you, everyone loves me. I did date Ivanka if she wasn't my daughter. So, anyway. Someone said, what a weird gay guy. I love that. You know, I love all these people that just comment all these things, like, on my live streams every single morning. Dude, do something better with your time. Minding your own business is free. Also, it's just funny how there are always all these people that are just commenting negative things. Do you think commenting and insulting someone over the internet is somehow going to make you more masculine? Somehow make you a better person? Somehow amplify your standing in the world? It just kind of shows when you're sad. And look, I don't hate anyone. I love everyone. So, like, I just find it funny that people are so, like, they savor insulting strangers over the internet. And then they're like, oh my God, I need to work on my mental health. Well, you need to also work on being a better person. Just saying. Anyway. But going forward, the responses on this post were just, and this is where they get even better. So, again, this is the post in question. Donald Trump put this up, or the White House put this up at 10:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last night. And it had 11 million views when I took the screenshot this morning. And going further to some of these comments here. Super Trump, killer of Epstein's list, protector of PEDOS, clown extraordinaire, traitor of MAGA, oath breaker, puppet of Israel, grower of debt. Feel free to keep the list going. And this person commented down here saying, faster regrower of ear cartilage in history of lying through his teeth about being shot. I am not going to comment on that. But it continues here. I love this one. So I also love Scooby-Doo. Personally, I love Scooby-Doo. And you all may, or if you haven't followed a lot of the recent stuff happening in politics, you have Pam Bondi, the current current attorney general, who basically said that the Epstein files were on her desk. The Epstein list was on her desk ready to review. She literally said that on Fox News when asked by an anchor on Fox News. But it's so funny because now she's saying that the files are nowhere to be found. Oh, well, they don't exist. The White House, the DOJ and FBI came out with a memo basically saying, yeah, the Epstein list doesn't exist, when she said it was on her desk to review. So, of course, Velma can't see without her glasses in the Scooby-Doo cartoon. So you have the glasses over here as the Epstein list and Pam Bondi as Velma just crawling on the floor being like, I can't see without my glasses. Anyway, I love that though. This John Collins asks, could you be more embarrassing? Yeah, don't, yes. The answer is yes. Let's see, continuing further. Okay, but Superman is an immigrant. Of course, they spelled immigrant wrong, so I'll also point that out. JFC, Jesus fucking Christ, children run this account. No, seriously. But, now, if you want to cancel me for this, go ahead. I don't really follow a lot of the superhero, like Marvel. I don't follow a lot of that universe. Someone told me I look like Captain America at one point, but like the before version. And I'm like, okay, so you think I'm handsome, I'm just not like super jacked or ripped or anything like that. I'm like, okay, work. I'm totally fine with that. But I don't really follow a lot of like the superhero, Superman, Marvel character universe. So I can't verify whether Superman is supposed to be an immigrant or not. I think I saw a couple other comments talking about, you know, how this is a huge mockery and how Superman was actually an undocumented immigrant and stuff like that. So I can't comment on that. The Joker is wild saying Superman is literally an alien immigrant. Good to know. See, and that's another thing. So like, it's funny how they're idolizing that when they are so against people who are immigrants. This person said, you've just turned Superman, a character, and this is a really good substantive response. You've just turned Superman, a character built to represent hope for humanity, into a propaganda mascot for one political figure that completely betrays his core. In the comments, Superman isn't a nationalist warrior. He's an immigrant from another world who chose to protect humanity as a whole, not serve any government, president, or flag. He embodies the idea that true justice stands above politics and power games. Superman's entire story is about moral restraint, compassion, and using overwhelming power to protect the most vulnerable, not dominate or divide. He stands against tyrants, demagogues, and anyone who uses fear to control the masses, no matter which side they claim to be on. His deepest lesson... Oh, I can't see with the comments. His deepest lesson is that strength must be tempered by kindness and unwavering moral clarity, even when it's inconvenient
or unpopular. This person who wrote out this comment, I mean, they were spitting facts. So no, Superman isn't a trophy to slap onto a political campaign. It's a structural reminder that real leadership means sacrificing ego and serving everyone, not demanding blind loyalty. Using him to promote tribal worship isn't just weak, it's a betrayal of everything he was created to stand for. And I'm like, ooh, mic drop. Whoever mid V yet. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kate. Love you. Anyway, that all being said, you can form your own, you seem like a solid American. Thank you. SOS. I appreciate that. But having our leader post something like this, I think is just, it's just so silly and so dumb, because it makes us look even more stupid on the world stage. And again, if I didn't vote for Trump, God no, but like if the person I voted for were to do this kind of thing, I'd be like, dude, why are you not focused on serving the American people? You know, why are you taking the time to post stuff like this? If this was Biden, if this was Kamala Harris, if this was Bernie Sanders, and they were to do something like this, it'd be like, focus on actually doing something, not posting these things. It's different if someone creates it and posts it on their account, but for the White House to have done this themselves is a whole different thing. Is a whole different thing. I love this person who literally paid to get my attention to ask the stupidest question ever. You want to talk about beta male energy? Anyway, let me continue on with these comments here. And I love all of you. Make sure to send some likes if you're enjoying the live stream. It continues here. This one says, Mega's like, no thanks, I have my hat. Which I find that to be good. There's more hope. There's the Epstein files. Yep, that's the kryptonite that they were talking about. While Trump and his social media crew are either tone deaf or actually believe they can manipulate us into forgetting just how horrible a president he's turning out to be. From radical left or radical liberal spending deficits to protecting PEDOS to endorsing pig rhinos. Not what I voted for. So you literally see endless amounts of comments of Trump supporters that are now like, yeah, release the Epstein files. Dude, you're betraying us. And Jon Stewart had a really good breakdown of this, which I'll reveal in just a minute. But I want to continue here. Just imagine if the Biden White House did something like this, says Mehdi Hasan, which Mehdi Hasan is a fantastic journalist. This person said if he believed in truth and justice, the Epstein files would be released and the whole list would be in jail. And then this person said, it's coming. The difference is now that the left is yelling for it to be released and will be ready for it instead of screaming that's political persecution, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, wait, hold on. So I posted, I said, hi, radical left here. We've always wanted it to be released. And guess what? This may make your brain explode, but if there are Democrat politicians on there, lock them up, hold them accountable. Bill Clinton's probably on that list. Maybe others. Meanwhile, Trump won't release the list. I wonder why. Like, and here's the thing, if Biden is even found to be on that list, if there are other beloved Democratic political figures, you're not going to see a lot of Democrats like bat an eye. We're going to be like, okay, if there's evidence for them to then be held accountable, great. Hold them accountable. Do you all know Senator Bob Menendez? He was the senior senator of New Jersey. He was the leader of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he was found to have been doing embezzlement, literally taking foreign bribes from Qatar and Egypt, if I remember correctly. He was charged through the Southern District of New York. Guess what? Democrats are like, yeah, we don't want someone who literally is taking bribes from a foreign government in our party. And so they basically forced Menendez to step down. So he resigned in disgrace and in shame. And guess what? Now we have a new senator for New Jersey. His name is Andy Kim. So literally, when Democrats find corruption in their own party, like embezzlement, guess what? We are like, yeah, you need to step down. Cuomo, resigned as the governor of New York because of the scandals that he had facing, especially with the whole thing with all of the nursing home deaths that he had. And Democrats were like, yeah, you shouldn't run again. Partially why Zoran Mondani also did well. So like, when Democrats do something corrupt, you didn't see Democrats shedding a tear really over Hunter Biden. They're like, okay, is he guilty? Great, hold him accountable. Like this idea that Democrats don't want accountability is so silly. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Meanwhile, can MAGA actually say the same? Because their person won't release the list. And this guy is like, oh my God, you know, it's coming. The difference is now that the left is yelling for it. Okay, sure, yeah, I guess we're being more vocal about it now. Great, okay. But then it's so funny because this person then said, let's think strategically. Trump got the MSM, mainstream media, and what's left of the Democratic base demanding this entire list be released. Brilliant reverse psychology, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why? And I wrote down here, I'm like, oh, sweetie, you are going to pull a muscle with that stretch. Why does Trump need the MSM and the Democrat base to be demanding its release for it to be released? He could just do it without focusing on trying to create what you think are liberal tiers. Unless Trump is hiding because he's in the files. And that's the thing. There are these people that are trying to do these like 4D chess moves trying to justify why Donald Trump is not at fault for everything happening with the Epstein files. It's like you're really going to pull a muscle with the amount of stretching that you got to do to justify your current position based on convenience. It's like you could decide, oh my gosh, I was wrong. Instead of doubling down on stubbornness, you could be like, you know what? Maybe I didn't have all the information that I needed. Maybe I was incorrect about something. And so I was just like, why does Donald Trump need the approval or need the left, as this person says, to be advocating for its release, for it to be released? Since when is Donald Trump trying to ever get the attention of the left or get them to amplify something? So you see how what kind of crap that you got to put all this in content. It's just weird. Anyway, but the reason why, and I have to go here in just a minute, but the reason why all of this is just, I think that the Epstein list will be the ultimate undoing of MAGA. Fingers crossed, but also it's very, very possible. And Jon Stewart put it pretty well here. Donald Trump clearly came to power. The fuel of his rise was the kinetic energy of conspiracy. He rode the power of, quote unquote, the secret knowledge to light up his audiences to drive them mad with injustice and how they were going to fight it. There was this deep state, and they knew all about it. This liberal conspiracy, children involved, amplified the conspiracies. That's what drew the movement together. It was in many ways the glue that holds MAGA moment much more than I think patriotism does. It's the glue of secret knowledge, unknown forces at work against you to cause your life, to cause you pain, to cause you suffering. Nowhere was this more exemplified than in the Epstein case. Musing how the Trump campaign promised to clean up and expose all of it when he came to power. It's so effing bananas to watch them now try to defuse the bomb that they planted. And I feel like that's a very, very well-spoken way to describe this. Partially, Donald Trump got elected because he activated and tapped into the anxieties of a lot of Americans that felt that their lives were being ruled by elites outside their control. And yes, in my understanding and assessment, it's the billionaires, it's the super, super wealthy, rich establishment on both sides, but definitely on the Republican side, y'all. Definitely these like Republican billionaires that do all this crap. The far right is also the swamp. That all being said, like, it's interesting to see how now Donald Trump is trying to backtrack from all of that. It's like that was the thing that helped get him elected. And y'all, if you can't see it, this is what con men, this is what confidence men do. This is what a grifter does. They do everything, they say things in order to get you to do something, do an action step that benefits them, and then when they're in an inconvenient position, they're going to take the money and run out the door. Donald Trump is looting America. He distracts people into fear-mongering about undocumented immigrants, about gay and trans people, about, oh my gosh, the dangerous, woke, crazy, radical left, when he gives tax cuts to the richest of the rich people, and then he convinces his followers to buy 47 shirts, 13 flags, 16 yard signs, 2 pairs of shoes, endless amounts of hats. Like, it's all a grift for him personally, and he loves the theatrics. So, like, rising to power with the tapping into the anxieties of Americans based on these conspiracies is a perfect way to describe it. And, like, I have to go here literally 45 seconds, but you can still see all these people that are like, you know, but what about Jeffrey Donald? His latest post, one of his latest posts was literally something else completely. This has nothing to do with Epstein. This was on his Truth Social. This has nothing to do with Epstein at all. But yet, I went through the comments just like, oh, I'm wondering what people are thinking. You still have all these people that are like, yeah, we still want answers. Also, if you're enjoying the live, please make sure to smash that subscribe button, okay? I need to do better at promoting myself because I work hard. But, like, please smash that subscribe button if you're appreciating the approach here. But you can see all these people, like Red Pill Nurse says, please stop protecting Israel, Mr. President. We voted for everyone who flew to Epstein's Island, to be exposed and to be, like, arrested and all that stuff. Give us the Epstein files and arrests. The first is meaningless with the second. It's not too late to correct the mistake you made on Epstein. We all know that you did nefarious things to kids. Release the files and prove us wrong. Well, wait. We haven't seen a massive cover-up of this since the Catholic Church. Where are the files? You are a disgrace to America. Nothing you say matters until you release the list. And these are all, like, Trump people. This person's like, no Epstein files, no Epstein files. You see all of this. And you know what's so funny? How can you get your stuff together and get what America asked for? You really effed up with the BS about Epstein. Your ratings have plummeted. And then what's so funny is right under this thing about ratings, there was a featured ad that said, help save Trump's approval rating. Take this poll and we'll send you a free Trump gold bundle. This is the biggest example of how crazy America is right now. Look at this. This person who is a former MAGA person or current whatever, supported him, angry at him, and then under it, you have the billionaire whining for you and trying to bribe you into getting you to do something. So, anyway, it's just, and then you have more and more people like this. This person said, and this is the last comment, and I have to really go here, Trump needs to realize he'll lose most of his support by dropping the ball on Epstein blackmail racket. Save the kids or go back to whence you came. And that's from someone who literally had, like, America First Christian conservative in their bio. And look, I'm just reporting it out here that everything with happening with Epstein, I really think will be the downfall of MAGA. It's the dog has finally caught up with the car and was underwhelmed by the excitement. You had all these people that were used as a tool. A lot of people who were a part of MAGA were used as tools in order to help Donald Trump. You are a cog in his machine for his own grift. And you might say, well, Scott, why do you care so much about it? Why are you talking so much about it? You're not MAGA. You're one of those crazy liberals, crazy progressive people. Because I was raised as a Christian conservative, period. I was basically almost an altar boy. I was raised in this whole realm. And the more that I have grown and looked critically outside at when I was growing up, the more I felt just kind of like, I kind of just felt used. And I felt like I didn't have my autonomy. And I want to give that autonomy to everyone. You don't have to come to the same conclusions or decisions that I make at all. No. But I want people to feel like they have their own agency. Americans deserve to feel like they can control their destiny. So when I see people being taken advantage of, it's something that I'm passionate about. Anyway, I have to go. Shout out to my amazing moderators. I love all of you. I need to get to work. So just remember, shout out to my amazing moderators. Joanna Tech, love you. Ilisa, Kate, Cherie, Akicha, Ellie, I love all of you. Jenny, y'all are incredible. Please make sure to smash that subscribe button before I go. I love all of you so much. Just remember that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are valid, you are strong, and you are fierce. Don't let anyone or anything ever dim your shine. I love all of you so much. Bye.